Hey, what's up everyone? This is Ron from Healthy Me back with another video. In this episode, we're tackling diabetes one more time. This time, we've actually reversed it. How did you reverse it? I'm going to tell you everything I did after you hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to share. We need to share this video because it's got a wealth of information. Anyone who has diabetes, pre-diabetes, overweight, etc., we need to spread the word and let people know that this isn't a progressive disease that gets worse over time. This is something that we can reverse, and I've done it, and I'm going to tell you how. See you inside. Hey, and welcome back, guys. So, as I was saying, I've reversed my diabetes, and what does that mean, reversed? Well, reversal means that my blood glucose levels are below the pre-diabetic range, which means when I did my Hb A1C, which is a 3-month glucose evaluation of your blood, I got 5.3. So it went from 7.2 in my last test, and then 3 months later I did one more test and I got 5.3, which I then said, this can't be right. So I got a second opinion at another hospital and I got 5.2. So that you can't have the wrong readings from two separate hospitals. So that means it's reversed. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean I can go now and drink Coca-Cola all day? No, it can't. Because what I'm doing, I'm still monitoring my blood glucose levels. I'm still checking every couple of days to make sure that I'm not doing anything stupid. And so, there are days when I try to have, things that I used to, and then it goes to like 180. But it goes right back down after that. Or maybe that's normal. I don't know, because I've never really tested it before diabetes to know if that's high. But I think it's kind of on the high side, but that's after like donuts and Pepsi and stuff. So I would assume that that would really make my blood glucose levels go pretty high. But what I'm doing right now, actually, let's take a step back. How did I reverse it? So there's something called intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting basically means that you're eating for 8 hours in a day and 16 hours you're fasting. And that fasting has to be straight from, let's say, 6 p.m. until, what is that, 6, 7, 9, until about 11, 12 the next day. So does that sound hard? Kind of. But, I mean, at the end, when you reduce your glucose levels down to below pre-diabetic range, then I guess it's worth it. If you want to. I mean, some people are happy with their diabetes and some people are happy with their pre-diabetes. Some people are happy being overweight. Some people are happy with what they want, with what they have, sorry. Some people are happy taking their medications every morning and they feel that they can eat whatever they need to as long as they watch out, don't eat too many carbs. But I don't want to do that, I don't want to take medicine, honestly. I don't want to take any prescription drugs because I don't know what the long-term side effects might be. I don't know how long I'm going to have to stay on this, and from research that I've done, I could stay on this for the rest of my life. And that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to be dependent on anything. So how did this start? How can I break this down to you? I mean, I have in my hand here my test. I don't know if you can see it because I know I'll give you another screenshot. But just since we're here, let's say 5.3 right there. That's what it is, 5.3. And what it was before, 7.2. My first test. Where is this bad boy? Where is that? Right there. 7.2. If you guys follow these tips, you guys reverse your diabetes as well. So how did I do it? What did I eat? How long does it take? What does reversal mean? You probably have a lot of questions, right? So number one, when you're eating your breakfast, you have to make sure that you have no bread. I've literally removed bread from my diet completely. I have the occasional sub, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, like brown bread. Brown bread is a little bit better than the white bread. But bread, just forget about bread, because bread, it's the diabetes maker. If you have bread, it's really going to make it spike, and then you're going to have to wait a couple days until it stabilizes. Because in my current state of reversal, I guess my pancreas isn't as strong, and my liver isn't as strong as it used to be. So if I have like bread, sugar, Pepsi, donuts, whatever, it'll go up and it'll take a couple of days to stabilize again. I guess I have an excess of glucose in my liver and in my body, and it takes a while for it to, bring it back down to normal levels. So back to the breakfast. What I do is I have 2 or 3 scrambled eggs, depending on how hungry I am. I'll cut an avocado in half, and I'll put some olive oil and some lemon and some Himalayan salt. The salt, I mean, it's for flavor. Himalayan salt is actually a better choice, but it's my preferred choice. You can use sea salt. Just try to not use bad quality products. So half an avocado, 2 or 3 scrambled eggs. Another thing is fats. Fats are really good for you because the carbs that you eat that get turned into glucose aren't easy for the body to process. So instead, we eat fat, because fat, our body understands. It's a nutritional requirement, right? Our body needs fat. So when you eat fat, your body is able to understand, oh, okay, this is energy. I'm going to use this. I'm going to burn this. Thank you very much. So with the avocado, which is basically fat, and the olive oil, which is basically fat, and the eggs, which is hardly any carbs, it's mostly proteins and vitamins. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's non-carb. Well, a little bit of carb, but it's really good for you. And you can also have some fiber. Fiber is also good for you too. Like have a cucumber, slice it, put some salt and olive oil if you want it for flavor. It's also good for you as well. For lunch, I will have like some chicken breast sliced with some broccoli or some cauliflower, some veg, mostly veg, a little bit of meat. And what that does is, again, low carb and high protein, high fiber. It's an excellent choice. For dinner, this is when it gets tricky, because I can either have beans or I can have breakfast again. But the thing is, I like eggs and avocado, so I can easily eat that twice a day without any issues. It has nothing to do with cholesterol. It has nothing to do with cholesterol levels rising. So from what the doctor told me, cholesterol levels go up around 30% from what you ingest, and the other 66%, whatever, is from what your body naturally creates, because we create cholesterol. So even when I checked after 3 months my cholesterol levels of eating that much eggs, my cholesterol levels were normal. Like they were like slightly elevated, but after eating eggs twice a day for 6 months, nothing happened. At least not for me anyway. You could be susceptible to, again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling you exactly what you need to do. This is what happened, or this is how I reversed it. And I should put a medical disclaimer at the beginning of this video saying that, this is not a cure for diabetes. This is how I reversed mine. And so that's fair. So back again for dinner. Dinner was either beans, like fava beans, or some kidney beans. Just, mix it up. Like mix it up with your favorite spices, put some olive oil on it. You can make it really tasty. Put some onions, tomatoes, parsley. Yeah, it's actually really tasty and really good for you as well. And again, you can have the breakfast twice, or you can actually just have some slight, a couple, maybe 2 cups of popcorn buttered, or just a light snack like nuts, cashews, or almonds are really good. Just so that you're not having carbs. Like I said, bread's not going to work for you in this stage. I've slowly started incorporating some bread into my diet. And yeah, like every couple of days I'll have a couple pieces or something like that. And I'll see my blood levels, my blood glucose levels rise a little bit, then it goes right back down. But interestingly enough, it took around 6 months for this to happen. My blood sugar levels were around 130 in the morning. I have something called the dawn phenomenon, where my body's producing glucose around 4 o'clock in the morning. And then when I wake up, it does that for a reason, because it needs to give me the energy I need to get up and start my day. Whereas I guess my pancreas isn't producing enough insulin. And so with that surge of glucose into the body, I'm not able to, pass it around or to absorb it as well as I should. Maybe there's not enough, but I don't get to nullify or reduce the glucose levels as well as someone who doesn't have diabetes. So this dawn phenomenon raises my blood sugar in the morning, and I'm around 130, 132, 128 every morning for the past 6 months. And so I kept doing this diet thinking that, okay, this is it. This is my life. This is what I'm eating, and this is what I'm used to. And then a few days ago, I started getting really hungry in the morning. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I just started getting maybe you guys have probably understand or gone through the same thing. You just get really hungry in the morning and you're like, holy crap, I'm really hungry. And then you just randomly do a test and you get 115 or 100 in the morning. And you're like, wow, what's going on? And so I don't know what it was that reversed the diabetes or that brought it down in the morning and equalized it throughout the day. But I believe it was from reducing the carbs over the past 6 months. My liver and my pancreas, my liver and my pancreas have strengthened, maybe, because obviously I didn't test it. I can't test it. I really don't know how to test it. I guess you could test your insulin levels to see, how high they are or how low they are. But I didn't do that test. And so maybe I should. But it just started getting lower in the morning. And I didn't really take anything different than what I was doing. So that's the food aspect of it. Another aspect are the foods that kind of assist the pancreas in creating more insulin. So there's turmeric. If you can get organic ground turmeric, throw it in all of your food. Organic cinnamon powder, I throw that in every drink that I can. Any hot drink, tea or coffee, I just throw ground organic cinnamon. Actually, it tastes pretty good. Bitter gourd is this vegetable it's kind of like a cucumber, but it's really bumpy. It's got all these little bumps on it. It looks really strange, but it's called bitter gourd. And supposedly it helps in the body normalizing glucose levels. There are a few other ingredients. I'm going to put them in the comments section, and you guys can have a look at them and let me know if after maybe a week of trying it, if it's helped you at all. Guys, one more thing I implore you, please spread this video around. I see a lot of videos online of doctors who are saying it's possible to reverse your diabetes, and we've done it in the lab, and people are back off of their medication and they're waking up in the morning with normal blood glucose levels. But I'm a testament to that, and I can say that beyond a reasonable doubt, I have reversed my diabetes. It's not cured. I'm not even sure if cure is the right word, because it can come back. I'm predisposed genetically to it. My father has it. All of his brothers have it as well. And so when I got it, I was like, no. This isn't going to happen to me. So I did everything I could to find out how to reverse it. And so I have reversed it. So as I was saying, please spread the news and share this video with people who need it, because it's extremely important. So when I started this journey, there was a doctor, Doctor Fung. I think he's from Toronto, my hometown actually. And he was spreading the word about intermittent fasting and how it helps diabetics, and how can overweight people who have like gastro bypass surgery completely removed their diabetes after having this operation. It's like instantly reversed, cured, more like it. Like, why does that happen? It has to do with food. Obviously, it's a food overage disease. It's not really a disease because, well, anyway, I don't know if it's actually a disease. They say it's a disease, but I mean, you can control it with food. It's very controllable with food. So let's call it a disease, whatever. In the morning, one other ingredient that I added to the mix was apple cider vinegar, the one that has with mother. It also helps in the body, slowing down the digestive system and slowing down the absorption of glucose from food. So it's an easier, it's not really an easier way, but it's an easy method of reducing the blood glucose counts after food by a few points. So I usually take 1 tablespoon. This is earlier in the days. I used to do this when, if you remember, originally I had a blood glucose kind of like 480 or something like that when I first created that video, and it was like, holy crap. But that's when I was like in panic mode. But I don't do the apple cider vinegar in the morning anymore. I'm controlling it with food. But for those who are at a level, or for those who want to get off their medication as quickly as possible, I would suggest having some apple cider vinegar, organic raw or apple cider vinegar with the mother, and get it in a glass. Get it in a glass container, or a glass jar, sorry, because it's better for you, less chemicals, and it's organic, and it's just good for you all around. But it's specifically for diabetics because it helps slow down metabolizing the glucose. So to be blunt, I just want to tell you that my diabetes is reversed, and that doesn't mean that I can go and eat anything that I want, any time that I want. What that means is I still need to be careful. Once I see my blood sugars every morning at, like, let's say 90, 100, without doing anything, without worrying, then it's a cure. But from what I found is when I have cheat days or bad days, then I see it rise a little bit. I feel like my pancreas and my liver, they're still not as strong as they should be. And I'm going to be 45 this August. And so I think maybe the age has something to do with it. I've lost some weight, but which is good. I mean, you should be losing weight, aiming to be at an optimal weight if you're planning on reversing the diabetes. And as I said, those who had that gastric bypass surgery and they lose all of that weight, their diabetes is instantly reversed. So, I mean, weight plays a large role in diabetes and in reversing it. So there you have it, guys. I know this is like a 20 whatever minute video, but I had to spread the word because it's so important for those who are suffering and taking medications and pricking their fingers, going out and wondering about, oh, I can't eat this and I can't eat that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can eat this and you can eat that after around 6 months of taking care of yourself. Because remember, diabetes is something that took maybe 5-10 years and progressively turn it into diabetes after all that time. So, and you have to think, in order to reverse that, it's going to take time as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and please share this video like I'm saying, because if you have any questions, anything at all about this, let me know, and I will do my best to spread the word, because let me say one more thing. When I went to the doctor and he told me, oh, we need to get you on meds right away because you have diabetes and you need to be taking meds to control it. And so then I said, okay, let me hear him out. And he was telling me that, over time you'll progressively start to take more meds, and you'll have to keep under control, don't eat carbs and blah, blah, blah. And then I started telling him my story and what I've been doing. And he was like, he was shocked. The doctor was shocked and he was like applauding me. He's like, wow, that's so amazing. He's asking me, how did you do it? I've never seen anyone really do this before. How did you do it? And so I'm explaining exactly how I explained it to you. He's like, wow, so let me do this test. Let me test your thyroid. Let me test everything, blah, 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 blah. And then I did all the tests, all the blood work came in, and he didn't even call me back because all of the blood work came out negative. Nothing was wrong. 5.3, right? And he's like, 5.3? How do you get 5.3? Like I said, I did 2 tests because I couldn't believe it as well. How do you go from 7.2 to 5.3? And he like, I could see his mouth watering. He's like, you're going to need to take meds. Let me see the results when they get back. Well, when they got back, he really didn't have too much to say. Actually, he had nothing to say. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys? Cheers.